Good morning. It is 5:30. I woke up at 4:30 to get ready. I have to drive 2.5 hours, but I am really early. It doesn't start till 9. I'm leaving at 5:30. But for those of you who don't know, this is my second round of attempting LVN school, and it's the same school I'm going to. And if you watched last year's video of me going to orientation, you know that I was late and I was called out for it. And we're not doing that again. Okay, we've learned our lesson. Okay, anyways, I want to hit the road because I'm already getting anxious. I hate being late, and me being late that day made all my fears come true. Okay, let's hit the road. So it's 7:30. I had to stop and get some food and get a Monster. Your girl woke up at 4:30 and I am tired and I'm hungry. So I got myself 2 breakfast burritos. I love burritos. I'm a little nervous, I'm a little anxious, but we'll be there in good timing with 30 minutes to spare, which would be enough time for me to find out where the Fine Arts building is. Sorry. And at 8 a.m. I actually need to hop on our team meeting call. So in case you didn't know, I work as a CNA for a hospice service. I'm a hospice CNA, and I absolutely love what I do. When I thought about nursing, never did hospice cross my mind. But what happened was, sorry, it was way too hard to see. I'll make this short because I know the lighting. What happened was my CNA license was about to expire and I did not want to lose it because I worked very hard to get my license, and I used a lot of money and time. I live in a very small town, so I would have to travel 3 hours to go do weekend classes. So I would travel, would wake up at 4, get there on time, do my class, spend the night at a hotel, go to class, and then leave Sunday evening back home. And it took about 8 weeks. Well, actually it took more because it was during COVID. So anyways, I did not want to lose my CNA license, because if you didn't know, once you get your CNA license, you have 2 years to use it, and if you don't use it, you lose it. I did not want to lose it. And it just so happened that I ran into an ex-coworker, because I used to work at a hospital as a patient registration. I ran into her and she told me, "Hey, do you still have your CNA license?" I said, "Yes, I do." She said, "Well, we're actually looking for a CNA. It's for hospice." And so it was perfect timing. I applied, got interviewed, and I got hired right on the spot. And I was so shocked to find out how much they paid their CNAs. And I'll tell you, I get paid $19 an hour, and I get paid mileage, and I get paid for time being on the road. I just figured I would get paid mileage, but no, they also pay you for being on the road and for any time you're on your tablet and doing charting. You get compensated very well, and I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor. I just signed on as a part-time. At the time I only had 4 patients, and so I only had about like maybe 8 visits a week, and now it's doubled, and my paycheck has doubled, and I'm actually making as much as I was as a teacher, and I'm working around, I would say around 26 hours, maybe less if I'm not including drive time. So yeah, it's very nice. I'm very blessed, and yes, I am a hospice CNA. I love the relationships I have built with my clients, with my patients. So anyways, I'm on the highway and I am in oil country. So there's lots of trucks, lots of diesels, lots of semi trucks. So I'm gonna focus on the road and I'll check in with you later. So hot. I had to put my hair up, but I stopped at my office, not at my office, at my at my work's headquarters, because they're located here where I went to orientation, and I loaded up the vans. So it is currently 2:30. I am starving. Orientation was long. We will debrief whenever I get home, and now I'm headed back home. It's a 2-hour drive, so I will talk to y'all later. Hello, I just finished work, and so I wanted to go over with you quickly what to expect. I don't want to say nursing school in general because this may be specific to my nursing school, but I don't know, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions and what your experience was, because my nursing school is strict. I am doing the LVN program, it's only a year. Okay, so what to expect. Let me start off with what I'll be learning the first semester of nursing school, and I have my handy dandy notebook. So I wrote down a bunch of notes because it's a lot, and I'll try to make this as quick as possible. I will be in school for the didactic part Monday through Thursday. On Mondays, we're learning basic nursing skills, and it's from 8 to 5. On Tuesdays, we are doing also basic nursing skills / clinical. So whenever we have clinicals, that's when it would take place, is on Tuesdays. And that is from 8 to 5. And they told us during orientation that clinicals won't start until October. And then Wednesdays, it's our Foundations of Nursing class, and that is from 8:30 to 2:30. And Thursdays, we have health science. Now that's pretty vague. Last year, that was just our nutrition class. But this year, they've broadened it to health science, and I think it's because one of the instructors wanted to include med-surg into the first semester. I don't know how they're going to do that, because I know that the second semester we have med-surg 1. So I don't know if they're going to do like an introduction, because it's a very hard class and they don't want to just teach it 2 semesters. They want to teach it 3 semesters, which is the whole year. 1 year of vocational nursing is 3 semesters, so they want to spread it out, which would help us out in the long run. So that is from 8:30 to 11:30. And then from 12:30 to 2:30 is open lab. And open lab just means when we're learning our skills, we can go to open lab and practice them before they quiz us on them. So we could actually leave at 11:30 on Thursday. And then Friday is another open lab from 9 to 1. They are giving us plenty of time for us to practice our skills before we get tested on them, because what happens is we have 3 chances to pass a skill. The first time we pass, we get 100. If we don't pass the first time, the second time, it's an 85. And if we don't pass the second time, the third time, they film us and it'll be a 75. And talking about grades, oh, by the way, real quick, and if we don't pass the third time, we're kicked out of the program. That's the reason why they film it the third time, is because if a student says, no, I did do it, they have proof, they have the video. Talking about grades, in my LVN program, what's considered an A is a 90 to 100. What's considered a B is 80 to 89.9. And what's considered a C, which is the lowest grade you can get, is a 79.9 to 75. So you cannot get below a 75. And if we have a unit exam, this is what they said in orientation, if we have a unit exam and our grade is lower than a 75, there's no way of us being able to move forward. We would be kicked out. They also mentioned to us that they do not round grades. So if we have a 74.9 average, they do not round it up to a 75. Final courses will not be rounded. And at the end of the year, if our grade is any lower than a C, meaning a 74.9 and under, we cannot progress in the program and we are kicked out. Something else that's very important in the program is our appearance. So we went in debt with this when it comes to our uniform, when it comes to our appearance, how we present ourselves and how we are representing our school. They're very, very strict on this. We can only have natural hair. We cannot have crazy colors. We cannot have big earrings. No fake nails and no fake eyelashes. As long as you're not producing wind with your lashes, as long as they look natural, that's okay. For uniforms, which is this color right here, they have to be this color. They cannot be form-fitting. They want us to wear loose scrubs because, as one of the professors said, it's not a fashion show. And then we have to wear a patch on our... Oh, I need to look into that. I need to check our manual for that. Our hair, from now on, starting this year, our hair has to be pulled back. We can no longer go to school wearing our hair down. Our shoes have to be black and black socks, and we cannot be showing ankles. We cannot be wearing perfume, and we cannot be smelling of body odor. Natural makeup, they don't want us to be going full glam, and we have to cover up tattoos. So that is, in a nutshell, what they expect of our appearance. And they did tell us that if we ever show up to school, oh, and we have to wear our badge, of course, and if we ever show up to school with anything that's wrong with us, they will count it as an absent and they will they will send us back home. Now, speaking of absences, this is another big one, and this is where my anxiety is skyrocketing. As far as the didactic portion, and this is for each semester, didactic just means the lecture part. We cannot have more than 2 absences or we are kicked out. For clinical, when we go to clinicals, we cannot have more than 2 absences. If we are a minute late, that is considered an absence and they send us home. No late work is accepted. Any late work turned in is a 0. Now, tardies. Anywhere between the start of time and 15 minutes is considered a tardy. When you have 2 tardies, they count that as 1 absence. And what they do is, if you show up 1 minute late, you have to sit outside the classroom until they open the door. And they typically don't open it until they have a break, which is anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. That happened to me last year. And that day, I told myself, okay, I can give myself a 5-minute window to be late because they give us 15 minutes to be late. I wanted to be late that day because I really wanted to drop off my son at the middle school. It was his first year in middle school, and I really wanted to be there. And I knew if I dropped him off, I would be anywhere between 5 minutes late. And so I took that chance, and boy, did it backfire on me, because by the time I got there, they had closed the door, they had locked it, and I was sitting outside the door and I was crying. And I remember one of the instructors walked by and she said, "That is not what we expect from our nurses. You shouldn't be late." It was somewhere around those terms, but very rude. You shouldn't kick a man when they're already down. You know what I mean? Like, she does not know what I was going through. I was missing my kids a lot. I hate that I had missed me not being able to drop off my kids the first day of school, and I just wanted to drop off my son one time at his middle school since it was his first year, and it backfired on me. But anyways, we learn from our mistakes, we move forward. They will be doing drug screening randomly, and of course, if you come up positive on any of those, you're kicked out. If you end up getting charged with something, being arrested during the nursing school program, you are kicked out. Dosage calculations, they give us 3 attempts to pass, and if we don't pass, we are kicked out. And it's not like you better pass on your own. No, they give us our first exam, and if we don't pass, they give us remedial classes. And if we don't pass the second time, they give us more remedial classes. And so by the 3rd time, they've already, you know, they've given you remedial classes and you still didn't pass, then you do get kicked out. Also, we are not allowed to have our cell phones. So anytime during class or clinical, I will not be taking my phone. I will not be taking my camera. I will only film after or during lunch. Or before school starts, because they were very clear on not, first of all, our phones, we have to put them up by the time we get there. And we have to tell our significant others that if it's an emergency, they have to call the secretary, and the secretary will tell the instructor. So we are not allowed to have our phones at all times. So yeah, I think I covered everything. They're pretty strict, but I know that they're doing it for a reason. I'm very scared. I am, because I have no idea what's going to happen. I can't let fear and the thought of what if stop me from doing something that I've always wanted to do. Now, if I fail out for some reason, then I know, at least I know I tried. I'm not going to let myself not do it because of fear. I have to do this. I'm scared out of my mind. You know, all those cliches about fear, I'm living it right now. It is up to me to push through that fear and graduate. And it scares the bejesus out of me. It scares me so much, but I know I'm going to regret it if I don't at least try. I've been trying to do this for so long, and I already messed up once, and I don't want to mess up again. And if I end up failing out, then, you know, at least I tried. That's all I can do at this point, is at least try my best. Like, actually put in all of my effort. And I wouldn't be able to do this without my husband, without my in-laws, and without my kids being the age that they are. It's just being in communication with them. It's letting them know ahead of time that mom's going to be really busy, but it's because I'm doing it for them, so that we can get out of that 2-bedroom trailer and move into our own home, to have better opportunities, to be able to travel, to just live a more comfortable life. I'm desperate for that. And I'm not going into nursing because of money, okay? But money does help, and money is such a great tool to have, and it's a necessity, especially during these times where anytime you go out, you're spending $250 or more, especially as a family of 6. Like, I'm tired of living just to scrape by. That's not living. I'm ready to live. I have so much to look forward to in life. I have so much that I want to do, so much that I want to experience and do with my kids. And money is a huge factor in that. But I know that God always provides, and He'll help me get through this. I just need to be the one to believe that I can. So anyways, I'm excited. I hope that you stick around. I plan on filming every single week of my nursing school, but we'll see. I will still be working as a hospice CNA, and of course going to school and being a mother. So we'll see how this goes, but I definitely want to journey. I definitely want to vlog my journey in hopes that I can inspire you to live out your dreams. It's going to be hard. It's going to be scary, but it's going to be worth it. Thank y'all so much for being here, and I will see y'all in the next vlog.